Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Kyle Hicks. This is Kubb Talk. It has been 4 years since I have sat down and done this, and I am happy to be back. For this return episode, I'm talking to this year's U.S. National Kubb Championship winners, the Chaska Funky Badasses, which is a family team made up of John Oman and his two boys, Nathan and Zach, and then his brother, Mark. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the return of Kubb Talk. All right, what's up? I'm here with the Chaska Super Funky Badasses, a family team of John, Nathan, and Zach Oman, and then John's brother, Mark. How are you guys doing this evening?
Doing well.
Oh, we're doing great.
Doing good.
Yeah, still riding the high from last week.
I know.
Yeah, it's a great evening to talk Kubb.
Say that again?
It's a great evening to talk Kubb.
Yeah, right. Any evening, I think, is a great evening to talk Kubb.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys got a lot to talk about from this year at Natty's. Your big victory at the U.S. National Kubb Championship in Eau Claire. For anyone that may be out of the loop with why I have these four fine gentlemen here on the screen. John, it's not your first time to be talking with me in this format. It's been over 4 years ago that you and I did this. It was April 16th, 2020 was the last time you and I sat down and chatted like this. Can you believe that 4 years has passed?
Yeah, it was deep in the pandemic at that point then.
Yeah, you were doing the virtual thing. Is virtual Kubb still a thing outside of the pandemic world?
Oh gosh, yeah, Bob Hikus from Pennsylvania. He's still running the East Coast Virtual League, which is pretty awesome. I have since let go of the Virtual World Kubb League, which included the European players and U.S. players. I'll be honest, it just got to be a lot to manage on top of the rest of life. So I let it go, knowing that I was in good hands with Bob and his league. So. Yeah, so it's still alive, but different.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, a lot's happened in that 4 years since we last sat down. Everybody's grown up. Everybody's gotten a little grayer. I have a kid that she just celebrated her fourth birthday a couple of days ago.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's nuts that it's that long ago, but it doesn't really seem like it's that long ago either. But, yeah. So, I guess the very first question I have is the team names, Chaska Super Funky Badasses. Who's responsible for that? I like that.
Yeah, I think it's us here. One of you guys want to answer that one?
Yeah, so we like this band called Joe Satriani.
Yeah.
And been to his concert once, and he's a song name called Super Funky Badass. Or Badass.
Badass, singular.
Yeah. And then we were like, oh, that's a cool name. We could rock that. So that kind of just became what our team name is now. So
Yeah,
we thought it was kind of funny, a little sort of serious, but not too serious.
Right.
It was a good balance. And we thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So it's most
cool.
From.
Nice. I like it. Joe Satriani, that dude can shred. Are you guys musicians outside of playing Kubb? Is anybody a musician?
I play the guitar a little bit. Took some lessons for about a year. But
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I've played on and off for the last 20 years. Been a big fan of Joe and other big elite guitarists.
Yeah.
In fact, it was Mark that took me to see Joe for the first time, and back when I was 15.
Yeah.
In 1992, and the rest was history.
Yeah.
I'm still listening.
That's awesome.
30-some years later.
John, am I remembering you're a big Queensryche fan too, right?
I like Queensryche. Yeah, not a huge fan, but I like them though. I've seen them before. They opened for Dream Theater one time when I saw them out in Portland, Oregon.
Okay, yeah. Seems like we talked about Queensryche at one point in time. I don't know. They're actually coming here. We got a relatively new venue called The Hall. Queensryche's going to be coming, I think, in like September or something like that.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yeah. We have a bunch of concerts coming up that we're going to as well.
Yeah.
Here we're seeing Metallica, Def Leppard, and we're seeing the Van Halen tribute tour.
Oh, wow.
All in August. So yeah, we got a big concert month coming up.
That sounds amazing. If I could travel to concerts and Kubb tournaments, I would be completely happy. I would probably also be completely broke, but that would be my dream, just to be able to travel around and play Kubb, go to concerts, go to
Yeah.
breweries. So you guys are not in Chaska proper though, right? Are y'all outside of Chaska somewhere?
We actually, yeah, we're some of the few members of Chaska Coop that actually live in Chaska proper.
Okay.
Yes, so we are.
Mark, you're
in
like
town.
2 hours away, right?
Yeah, I live about an hour and a half away, Amory, Wisconsin, which is our hometown.
Okay.
So I'm an hour and a half north, east, hometown. Hometown of Amory.
Okay.
So different state, different town.
Yeah.
But so I have to go to Chaska to practice. I have to drive across the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth the drive. Worth the drive.
Yeah. Well, so how often? Well, I guess so. How did the four of you, and when did the four of you start playing together competitively?
That was a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played Nationals 1 year ago.
Right.
For the first time. Prior to that, it was John and the two boys. They took their inaugural run at it, the three of them, and then they asked me to join them last year. Prior to that, John and I had played nationals every year that I had been involved with the national tournament. So we've got some history that way too. But my first time playing with the boys was a year ago.
Okay. Yeah. 2023.
Yep.
Nice. So what was the decision? How did that work out to reach out to Mark to bring him into the fold?
Yeah, well, I mean, my boys had gotten going here with the game, and they were really coming up in their skills, and just kind of sitting around thinking about this. I was thinking about what are our strengths? These guys' strengths, my strength, and what is Mark's strength? And I realized that we all have 4 different strengths.
Mhm.
And so me being a driller, and that's my favorite thing to do by far. I got a blaster over here, middleman right here, a scavenger as we call him, and then Mark loving to hit 8-meter as a sniper. We're like, why don't we just put this whole puzzle together instead of trying other things out? Let's put our strengths together, and it became pretty obvious pretty quickly that we had something that could go somewhere.
Yeah, that's awesome. This was my 6th year at Nationals, but it was the first year that I've ever played on a 3-man team. Every other year prior to this, we played with a group of 4, which with the group of 4, we kind of found it hard to rotate. Like, okay, who's throwing 2? Who's only going to throw 1 or what? Like, do y'all have any issue with that, or do y'all does it kind of flow organically?
Either of you guys want to take that?
Oh yeah, so usually with a few plans. With plan A, it's our main plan. My dad, he throws 0 batons. He only drills. Then I get 2, Mark gets 2, and Zach gets 2. That's our main plan.
Yeah,
That's the go-to.
yeah,
Okay.
nice.
What's plan B?
Forgot it.
Forgot we don't have a plan B.
There's no plan B.
Forgot plan B.
Yeah, on Sunday we didn't use plan B or C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember what plan C was, Zach? Or plan B, I mean? No. Mark? Or do I have to say it?
I don't remember either.
You remember either? Plan B was if one of these guys goes cold, then I would come in and throw batons. But we never really got there very much because it was so convenient to just really focus on your own thing. And I, honestly, being that I wasn't throwing very many batons, for me to just take a baton, I just wasn't in the mindset to do it. It was just, in the mindset for drilling. So
Yeah.
we just kept to that plan A.
Nice. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got to throw something.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. So John, you've been playing since 2007. I think I remember back from our initial interview. And Mark, you, I guess, have been playing since about 2014 or so.
13. I think my first tournament was fall of 13. My first national was 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So John got you involved. Is that correct?
Yep. John called me up early July in 2013. He said, I got nobody to practice with. The national tournament is in a week. And can I come up and play with you? Yeah. So we compete like brothers. So we had some good matches on my first trip, and then John finds himself in the final at U.S. Nationals in 2013, and so that really kind of got me pumped up to see that. So then I joined him in that fall at my first tournament, and then joined him the next year at Nat.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, John's responsible for getting me in there.
yeah. Hey, that's all right. And so, yeah, that 2013, your first national, you guys made it to the finals, right? It was you, JP, and Phil.
Phil Gutstowers.
Okay, yeah. That's huge. First big dance,
Yeah.
and like making it all that way.
We came in with a ton of confidence, probably because we were coming in blindly, or at least I was coming in blindly. I'd never seen nationals before, and so I think I'm pretty good. Let's see how far we can go.
Yeah,
And that was enough to get us there.
yeah.
We didn't see the finals until this year.
Yeah, it's been 11 years since I've seen the final.
Really?
So it's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, we really thought we'd be back often, if not every year after that first year.
yeah.
And yeah, little did we know.
Johnny's got a first place, a second place, a third place, and a fourth place.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah, that last step was by far the hardest one.
Yeah.
Though. Oh boy.
yeah, each cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, that was neat to hit the last one though.
So what do you think going? You said you had that amount of confidence that you all make it every year. You think that the talent just got better and better and better as far as people that were showing up for nationals?
Oh boy, it's not even close to the same as it was. Yeah, there's probably 3 times the number of teams now that could win the tournament as opposed to back then.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so much deeper. People are analyzing the game and nitpicking the details and caring about stuff that maybe you didn't have to care about back then.
yeah. And so, Mark, how often do you guys get together as the 4 of you guys?
Oh, it's here and there. Usually when John comes up to hometown, visit family, we always take the time to play a few games with the boys. I make it to Chaska. I used to make it to Chaska to practice, every couple of months. But it's been a while.
Yeah.
The last 4 or 5 years, maybe get down there once a year, maybe a couple times, something like that. So usually when he gets up here to Amory, we take a little time to throw some batons and drill some coops, and that's kind of how it is.
So to add on to that, yeah, I mean, we only get to play a couple times a year together. But Trevor Bailey here for the Chaska Kubb, he's started the Twin Cities Kubb League. And we're the 3 of us, since we live here in the Twin Cities, we've been playing in that league and getting a lot of playing time together. We've gone to a few tournaments together. So we've kind of worked out the part of the game where you have to strategize, the 4-meter blasting, the stressful situations. So like we work on that stuff. So it wasn't really a big deal to have Mark come in and just throw 8 meters at the end. He wasn't needed for that strategizing part of the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it wasn't too hard.
What's the Kubb scene like in Amory, Mark?
Kind of limited. My biggest accomplishment in Kubb is I introduced it to 1,000 kids when I used to be a teacher.
Yeah.
I was a grade science teacher, and Kubb really presents itself as an educational tool tremendously, especially in science.
Yeah.
I used to teach physical science, so things like work, energy, force, pressure, 2-dimensional motion, velocity, acceleration, all those concepts come into play when you're throwing batons or drilling tubes, and you talk about rotation and straight line motion. All those things come into play. So I use that as a teaching tool in my science classroom with my 8th graders, and in the process we got to learn a fun game, and we'd often play it for reward day and different things like that if we had some time. And sometimes I play with kids at lunchtime and things like that. So that's kind of where Kubb came into play here in Amory. Other than that, other than the people I introduced it to, there's quite a few of them that still play. They come up to me and say, "Yeah, we play every 4th of July with the family." I just had somebody tell me that. There's always some suggestions to organize a tournament in Amory, and so maybe I'll do that again.
Yeah.
But I retired from teaching 3 years ago, so I have kind of been away from that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of individual Kubb players for me.
Yeah, that's cool. And congratulations on retiring from teaching. That's a long haul.
Thank
I'm coming up on year 13, and I got 15. I got 15 more to go. I got to hit 28 to get full retirement. There's days where I don't know if I'm going to make it till.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You got to make it fun. Bring a little Kubb into the class.
Yeah, and that's how I kind of got into it as well, is because I had a buddy from the military that introduced me to Kubb. He was from the Madison area, made me a Kubb set for my birthday one year. It sat on the shelf for a while before I ever tried to learn how to play it, and then finally got it off the shelf, dug around on YouTube for a while to figure out consistent rules, and got hooked. And then reached out to Eric Anderson with the Steve Anderson Kubb set program and asked for 3 sets, and they sent me all 3 sets. So I can take an entire class from the kids out and have everybody playing Kubb and having a good time. John, you teach tech ed, right?
I do, yeah. I teach 7th and 8th grade tech ed across the river over in Shakopee.
Yeah. Are you guys still making Kubb sets in your tech ed classes?
No, we did for a lot of years, and with the price of lumber going so high, I actually had to let that project go.
Yeah.
It just got too expensive for my budget.
Yeah.
We still go out and play at least once a semester, and that's one of the best days of the semester.
Yeah.
What I replaced the Kubb project with was, do you know the game Ring the Bull or Ringo?
Uh-huh.
That's another tabletop game. Phil Dickinson from Michigan. I won one of his games when I was over there playing at his tournament a few years ago, and I looked at it. I'm like, you know what? We could easily replace Kubb with Ringo, and the kids ended up loving it just as much. So we mass produced Ringo games instead of Kubb for a lot less cost. So.
Right. So Nathan and Zach, how did you guys get introduced to Kubb? I mean, obviously, I assume it was through your old man there, but let's expound on that a little bit.
Well, I remember watching my dad play in the front yard and didn't know what that was. I just thought I was throwing wood at wood. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then as I got older, I remember watching him at nationals. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people here. It's pretty cool, I guess. Then he went to Europe. I was like, going to a new country to play Kubb. Wow, it must be pretty big then. And then I tried it out, and it was a lot of fun. And then now we're a team.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
We also brought you our first tournament in 2017.
2017, yeah.
From Phil Goodsauer's on the Hot Iron Days, and we finished third in our first tournament.
Very cool.
Yeah, a little family tournament.
Yeah.
Small, but it was a good place to start.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys play at school. Do y'all have Kubb sets at your high school, or get a chance to play with any of your high school buddies?
I wish we did, but we don't.
Yeah.
I played with my friends, but never in school.
Never at school.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Maybe you can get some sets donated. We have a club that meets somewhat irregularly, but it's advertised, to the students. And sometimes I get a handful of kids to come out and play after school. Sometimes I don't, but it's those that come out and play always have a good time. So that's not the love about things.
If JP, Trevor, Matt Irvin, if those guys were here, they would tell you, yeah, they have a small Kubb club going on over at their middle school.
Yeah.
So they're at West Middle School, and I'm at East. So, so we have some life here in our schools.
Yeah.
For Kubb.
So the Twin Cities Kubb League, what is that looking like? How many teams do you guys average, and how often are y'all playing?
Oh gosh, I believe there was 10 or 12. Yeah, 10. Something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Northeast Minneapolis, St. Paul. We have a few Chaska teams, and there's usually a few others sprinkled throughout the metro area that get involved. A lot of the names you've heard of, the Science for the Win, TC Choppers, those names, yeah, those guys are all in it. So it's fun. We get to get to have some pressure every time we get out there and play these guys, and it's almost like our Chaska club has expanded. It feels more like Chaska Kubb is Twin Cities Kubb.
Really, that's cool.
So, and if they were in the finals, we'd be happy to cheer for those guys too. That's kind of fun.
Nice. Mark, what do? Do you just play like with friends when you can, or you play virtual, or you just practice in the backyard? What's your routine like?
I spent a lot of time playing virtual years ago, and as John let that go, I kind of let that go too. But that was a lot of fun. That was a season in our life, 2 or 3 years where we it made us better. Just playing. And we got to play our European tournament, which is nice because it's easy to lose touch, and so we got to play some really high level competition, and you didn't even have to leave your backyard.
Yeah,
which was pretty nice. I don't practice as much as I used to. I do practice once in a while. Prepped a bit for the national tournament. I do enjoy playing indoors. I got a heated shed, heated shop. I like throwing 8 meter in there, throw 4 meter. And invented a few just kind of simple tools when Chaska went to the World Tournament in 2016 and 2018. Just a few simple devices, I guess you'd really say that were helpful in mimicking a maybe a real life food sort of situation where that would frustrate you. You couldn't just get into a rhythm of throwing and hitting food. You had to kind of work on your mental game with it. So I enjoyed spending some time with that, and then playing with different surfaces to drill on, because the surface over at Worlds, although I ended up not being our driller, I was training for it. Just work with different surfaces. Everything from fair concrete to artificial turf, and experimenting with different layers underneath carpet and different things like that. Yeah. So I enjoyed using that. Figuring out the training aspect of it. That helped me.
Yeah.
So we spend time, and then playing with friends every once in a while. I still go to graduations around here that instead of having beanbag, you'll have food. So since I had it this season, so that's kind of fun. Yeah. Fun to see him still involved with that.
That's awesome. Yeah. Talking about the virtual thing, you probably don't remember it, but you beat me pretty quickly one year in the virtual thing. It was probably back in 2020.
Well, I think appreciate you fighting back.
Yeah. Well, it might have actually been that same day that I interviewed John, because I think I brought it up in our talk with him. And I was like, yeah, your brother just destroyed me, pretty quickly. I
love my competitors. I do. As much as it is, it's fun to win, but I love it when I play people that can beat me. Yeah. And it's fun to have even a newer player all of a sudden either beat me or get close. Mm-hmm. It's something they can hang their hat on to, and I enjoy being that portion of the game for them. So, glad to have got to play. Yeah, it was a good tournament. So
yeah, well, I still believe it. Even though I still have my days where I'm struggling. Like, you're not going to get any better unless you play somebody that's better than yourself. If you're just sandbagging the entire time and playing weaker players, and that's just
not okay. It's like any sport. You gotta have a measuring stick, and the measuring stick is the person who's a little bit ahead of you, or maybe a lot ahead of you. And I've always appreciated the tough road. We get to nationals and we find out we got so and so in our quarter. Like, good, yeah, they belong in our quarter. We belong there too.
Yeah.
I had a thought too as I was looking around on Sunday morning. Look at all the teams that were there in the 4 quarters, and there was no easy path. Nobody had an easy path. There's a lot of pretty big resumes there with some of those teams, and but there was no easy path with any of them. So everyone could beat everybody else there. It made for a nice Sunday morning.
Yeah. Well, the measuring stick is going to be Chaska, because you guys took first and second as far as a club goes. That's a big win for Chaska Kubb over the many local Eau Claire Kubb League teams that compete in this thing. So that's huge.
Yeah, we've kind of humorously talked about an all Chaska final for 10 years, and kind of believing it at the same time, kind of going, it's a little far fetched, to everybody sift their way through and end up with an all top final. We usually end up meeting each other earlier, and here we were this year. We got our wish,
Yeah.
we got our dream,
Yeah.
to play the brotherhood across on the other baseline was pretty special stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I especially appreciated it in the final against those guys. My stress level actually dropped during the final compared to the semis or the previous round. Just like looking over there and seeing our friends that we always see at Fireman's Park here in Chaska. Just like we could have gone home and played the final and have been fine.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments is JT right before somehow it ended up being my job. Usually it's Nathan's job to hit the king, but somehow it ended up being my job to hit the last king. Right as I stepped up there, JT, I'm gonna get this wrong here, maybe not. He said, Marky, come on, baby. He just yelled it out. I just lost it. It actually relaxed me and it made it probably a lot easier to hit the king.
Yeah.
Once I got back up and the crowd settled down and I got back up to the line.
Yeah.
So love those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
Yeah.
What other things stand out to you guys from this year, either Saturday or Sunday? Like, just as far as the tournament itself goes.
What stands out to you?
On Sunday,
And what stands out to you? What do you remember from the weekend?
I guess as we kept playing, more teams started to get a little better and better teams that we played. The games were more challenging. There's been give us more work to do, which was pretty fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to work together, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That there's a couple times that we probably should not have advanced forward, but in Kubb, some teams they just feel the pressure and can't finish, and you gotta hang on, and you can win games even though when you're big down big.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna remember getting showered with cold water after it was over. Scotty Graham.
That's one of my favorite moments too.
Oh my gosh, that was just icing on the cake. You know you made it when you get that cold water on you.
Which one of you boys took the ice water right in the middle of the back? That was Zach. Okay, I thought that was
coming.
If you look at the video, I saw Scotty Graham come. In fact, I think I even say his name on the video. And somehow I had my hand in the middle of the circle, probably fist pumping. But I saw Scotty coming, so I locked around you. That you were no way you were getting away. I'm like, you got to keep your water off of me. Well, that didn't work, but you took the brunt of it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I did the very same thing, Mark. I saw it coming. So both of us were locking, all four of us, just bracing for the hit.
I should say, you're like, here it comes. I was like, what? Here what comes? I boom. It's been nice.
Got it.
He did. Yeah, he nailed us. So that was fun.
Definitely one of my favorite moments. It made a nice picture. My wife just grabbed the picture off the live video, and it was cool. Yeah, great moment. We love Scotty. I've teamed up with Scotty Graham before, and during Eau Claire Coupe League, and so we got to know him. He's one of my favorites, and he was, he even was there, played with his son and his daughter this year, and that's a memorable thing. Yeah, for us to see that too.
That's awesome. And Nathan and Zach, is this the highlight of your summer break from school?
Yes, this is the all-time top highlight I've had in any summer ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Maybe my whole life, to be honest. Greatest accomplishment in my whole life.
Yeah, that's cool. What do your friends think? Like, do your friends understand what you've done, or are they just kind of like, cool, whatever?
The closest ones, yeah. Some of them I don't even tell them because they wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
But I'll explain it to few of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Their church youth group was all aware.
That's cool.
That they won on their trip to New Orleans this week.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Can you use it to get girls? Be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have national.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I never know.
Wear a medal around your neck when you go on a date.
Yeah. There you go.
Very much with.
Yeah. So with the trophy, do y'all actually ever get to bring it home? I know they'll put your name on the side of it, but is it like the Stanley Cup where you'll have it for a little bit and then a teammate will have it for a little where did that thing end up?
Yeah, we'd love to bring the Stap King home, but no, I believe Eric keeps that at his house. Our name, he's working on the nameplate right now for us.
Yeah.
We got to bring home our own rose malling trophy. You want to go grab it, Nathan?
Yeah.
We got to keep the big bracket.
Mhm.
I'm tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to go to school to my shop, and I'm going to make a frame for that bracket. I mean, that thing's 6 feet tall,
Oh wow.
and I'll be screwing that to the wall in my garage.
Yeah.
So here's the trophy. Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, this is the just wonderful. I believe it's called rose malling. I might be wrong in that. But Eric gets that done out of Lindsborg, Kansas, and yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
the
that's
work that they do.
pretty.
So yeah, so we each got one of these.
Very cool.
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, and then let's keep the final king down. So the the whole relief moment, once that final king was down, it's like you start to exhale, but you haven't exhaled until you get hit with that ice bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got kind of a lump in your throat. But yeah, final king down. It's kind of special to keep that. In addition to our medals too.
Yeah.
So I'll get a medal. So
We have these trophies here, but I can tell you my life certainly isn't different now that I have this trophy, even though I've been chasing it for 11 years. But to me, the real trophy was all the hugs we got after it was over. Just the love from the Kubb community was worth it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
the trophy chase. The chase is the trophy.
Yeah.
You just don't realize it until you get the trophy, and then you go on. Well, we already had the trophy.
Yeah.
You know, that's good stuff.
Yeah, being able to share it with family like that seems like it'd be even more special. Like it's cool playing with your friends, but being able to play with your brother and your sons, or Mark with your nephews, it just that to me just seems just I don't know. I can't even really comprehend it. That would be huge.
Yeah, we're far enough apart that just to spend a couple days together, it's cool. Yeah, we had something with us.
I got to give a shout out to Matt Bra from our Chaska Kubb Club. He's the one that urged me to get these guys together as my nationals team.
Yeah.
That was even before Mark came into the discussion, and he said he regretted not teaming with his own son. This is probably 4 or so years ago, maybe 5. And at that time, we were just playing, consolation level Kubb, and that was fine. But I really wanted to win this nationals trophy, and I thought I needed all my Chaska brothers to do it. And little did I know that it was right here in our own household.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
it makes it even sweeter.
So with the Twin Cities Kubb League, will the 3 of you guys play together as a team, or do you play with somebody else?
We'll probably continue playing together. That won't happen again until next spring.
Okay.
Here. We'll host our Chaska 1v1 this fall. Kubb on a Stick is coming up. It's a few events we have on our radar. Speaking of which, hey, Mark, are you available August 24th to team up with these guys for Kubb on a Stick? Because I'm not available.
Pull up.
We got a lot of weddings this far, and we have one weekend off. That could be it. I got to check though.
Okay.
State Fair. I'd love to get down there for that.
Yeah, we're the defending champs, and I'm not available. I got a mountain bike race to go to with my team.
Oh, I got. I'll check on.
Yeah.
August 24th.
You should, yeah.
He's gonna go check right now. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Sorry about that. Lost my camera, rolled off my computer.
Nah, it's fine.
Phone rolled off everything.
Yeah.
All right.
So what do you got? What do you got lined up? You said you got Kubb on a Stick, and what else?
Our Chaska 1v1 tournament is in October.
Okay.
That's probably it for us.
Yeah.
Unless if you have something else.
It's not gonna make it to Beloit.
No, unfortunately, I'm coaching mountain biking right now, so Kubb kind of takes a back seat, unfortunately, right after nationals for a few months. So just don't get to as many as I'd like to. But fortunately, I got my other love of mountain biking that I get to go after for a few months.
Nice. So Mark and John, both of you guys were at Worlds in 2018. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 26 and 20.
2016 and 28. So I know 2018 was a big year. How does national victory compared to that experience at Worlds?
Go ahead.
Oh, it's incredible. You know, to win it, we've been on the national trophy, been on an Olympic trophy for it. We've piled up the presents. And now we got it. And the one other big one that we want to win, besides U.S. national, of course, is the world. We have the right team to do it. You know, with Kubb, sometimes you got to have the right bounce there. And we got a 2-5 in 2016, and we made the cage. To play in the cage at Worlds, it's a much more, it's much louder. There's more people. Loud. Just remember, you know, and then just get to know so many European players. Incredible. That was a big part of our same thing. We really got to really make friends over Kubb.
Yeah.
With a lot of the different countries. Practicing, training with some of them before the finals or before the. But all this, let's go and really grab on to some culture. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Then we ended up getting fourth place.
Yeah.
We got to the still a great experience. Got our chance at the fourth, and still incredible. No art.
Kind of cut out there a little bit.
Yeah, I think your audio is cutting out, Mark.
That's all right.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys, the four of you, will make the trip to Worlds and play together on the world stage?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. We are currently working on a lineup for 2025 for traveling to Europe. It's very likely that we'll be going to the World Championship in Sweden. I have a message out to the European Kubb Association to see if the European Kubb Championship is even an option for Americans. I have a feeling it might not be. So one of those two is definitely something we want to do in 2025.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So yes, yeah, and to add on to what Mark was saying there, yeah, it's louder over in the cage in Worlds. It is intense. Oh boy, yeah, it's a party over there, and they love to scream and holler just to make noise while you're playing, and they don't get quiet when it's your turn to throw. They get louder,
Yeah.
and they make noise until you hit something,
Yeah.
and it's pretty intense.
Well,
I think it was 100 last time there.
Yeah, wanted to meet a lot of people over there and stay in touch too.
yeah. I remember, John, you were saying that they were chanting at one point in time, they were chanting USA, USA. So that means, I imagine that was quite the experience.
Yeah, I think I was on a high for like almost a month after we got back from Worlds, and we didn't even win the tournament.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was on a high for almost a week from winning the U.S. Championship here.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different gear over there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Trevor Bailey's going this year, right?
He is, yeah. There's kind of a hodgepodge of different clubs that are on his team. Are you familiar with who's going?
I skimmed the roster last week. His name, and it seems like there were two names that I knew, and then the other names I wasn't as familiar with.
Okay. I don't quite know them all. I'll name the ones I can think of. Colin Troy from New Mexico. John Allingson is going. Spencer Ullman, Montclair is going. I'm not sure if I even know who the other two are.
They're somebody. I can't remember Sarah's last name. Wyman?
Oh, yeah. And yes, and Cody Glorioso.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be a nice team. And then there's a second American team going. Chip Waffles and Gordon Kaufman's team. Grass Kickers are going as well.
Cool.
Yeah, they're combined up. Yep. So two American teams this year.
Well, good deal. Well, that'd be awesome. You guys can make it in 2025. Who would round out the team? Because it's a 6-person team, correct?
It is a 6-person team. Yeah, regardless of which of those 2 tournaments that we go to, we'll try to bring 6. So we have us 3 here so far. Trevor Bailey's going to go again with us, so he's number 4. Julian Petrillo from LA Kubb Club is like 90% sure he's going, but he can't commit 100% yet, but he's almost there. And so we're working on that 6th spot, and I'm holding out as long as I can with Mark here to see if I can get his arm twisted.
Just waiting to commit. So would love to go. Love to go, especially after last weekend. My mind is on. I gotta find a way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so,
Yeah.
we'll talk it over here, and I'd love to get the
Yeah.
I've been in discussions with Kim Hermans about joining us too, from Belgium. So he and I were virtual Kubb training partners for most of the pandemic years, and talked about getting together at some point. And so if he ends up on our team, that'd be pretty awesome too.
Yeah. Cool. Have you been out to the West Coast Kubb Championship? Have you ever made it out there?
I haven't. That is high on the list of things to do in Kubb, though.
Yeah.
To see Julian and John Pedersen and those guys. Absolutely.
Yeah. That'd be a fun tournament to go to. Yeah. Well, I was a little disappointed that I didn't get the exclusive on the Chaska Super Funky Badasses victory. I saw that you guys got interviewed by WQOW News 18 Eau Claire. So somebody who's already beat me to the punch, but I guess I guess I just gotta, just take second place, I guess, to the interview here. But Nathan and Zach, how was that being interviewed for a local Eau Claire news channel?
I was kind of nervous. I've never been on the news before, so it was more exciting.
Yeah,
I've never done that before.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a good first time being on the news. I didn't really know what to expect, but it went pretty well. Again.
yeah. Good thing to be on the news for. So
Yeah.
I was surprised how many people in Amory. I'm 70 miles from Eau Claire. I'm surprised how many people in Amory watch Eau Claire news. Just that morning, I had people calling me, friends of mine, local, like, "Hey, I saw you on the news."
yeah,
When? Hey, congrats! I don't know anything about food, but sounds awesome.
Yeah.
When you tell people, there was 144 teams there, it kind of starts to register that, oh yeah, it's not 3 teams and everyone made the podium. It's quite an event.
yeah.
World record, I believe.
Yeah, that's what. I noticed Eric made a post on social media the other day that this is a world record. So that's huge. Just a great year for Kubb, and just a huge year for Chaska Kubb. So that's great. Congratulations for all you guys.
Thanks, Kyle.
How did your team do? We should be asking you about your team.
We had fun, and that's about it. We didn't play that well, but we had fun. And then we went to the Chippewa River on Sunday, so that was tons of fun. Yeah, we were like, well, we're not playing on Sunday. Let's go float. Which if you ever get a chance just to go back to be tourist in Eau Claire, the Chippewa's a fun little float. Took a couple hours to do, and the water was like perfect. It was just a nice, cool, just refreshing, chill float. So yeah. So,
Sounds less stressful than playing in the cage.
yeah. Maybe one of these days we'll make it to Sunday. We gotta really commit to practicing and developing, a good solid team. But as long as we're having fun, it doesn't matter.
Yep. Absolutely.
We'll keep making the trek up there. As long as, like I said, as long as it's fun. Well, I don't really have anything else on the agenda unless you guys got any other things that you want to add.
Boys, favorite moment?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us. This is pretty fun to talk Kubb with you.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for all that you do.
Yeah. You guys have a good evening, and talk to you later.
Yep.
You
see you
too.
soon.
Thank you too.
All right.
See you,
Bye-bye.
boys.
See ya.
Bye.
Good night.
All right, well, there it is, the Chaska Super Funky Badasses. Thank you guys for your time, for joining me here. It's good to be back, and hopefully we can do more of these in the future. So until then, see you on the pitch.